All right, we move on. Next up for us, New York Giants at Jacksonville Jaguars. 5-1 New York Giants. Unbelievable. We are in Jacksonville, Florida for this. 76 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 11 miles per hour. We will start with the line history in this one. By the way, the big Ragu will be at this game. So will Jacksonville Zoe. So I hope the two of you guys meet up for beers. And anybody going to be at this game in Jacksonville, please link up with our guys, Big Ragu and Zoe. This opened with the Jags -3 at plus 101. They're now -3 at -104. A lot of people surprised to see a 5-1 team going up against a 2-4 team, and the 2-4 being a 3-point favorite. But it makes sense from a statistical breakdown. This total opened up at 43.5 and is now at 41.5. Let's take a look at the cash flow on this one. 9,885 tickets in. 63% of the tickets are on the Giants, and that number will just go up, I imagine, as days go past. 52% of the cash. So the bigger bets are coming in on Jacksonville. Then you have 22% of tickets on the under and 53% of cash on that under. The Giants and Daboll just keep winning football games, coming off their third straight win. They've won 5 out of 6 to start the year. That was an impressive 24-20 home win over Baltimore. 5 wins surpasses their total from last year. 10-plus point deficit in 3 of those wins. And what can you say about Daboll? The Giants won the game despite being outgained 406 to 238. Daniel Jones, 19-27 for 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did lose a fumble. Cluster injuries at receiver. Daniel Bellinger was his favorite target with 15 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson, 3 catches for 37 yards in his first career TD in his return to the lineup after missing 4 games with a knee injury. Barkley, 22 carries for 83 yards and a touchdown, caught 3 passes for 12. And they went 7 of 14 on third down. I mean, that's just amazing. Leonard Williams returned to the lineup. This defense bent but didn't break. Wink Martindale, God, that must have felt so good for Wink Martindale. They forced 2 turnovers by Lamar Jackson late in the game. Finished with 2 sacks, 2 quarterback hits, and Julian Love had that crucial interception. And there you go. Giants win. Jaguars coming off their third straight loss, 34-27 setback in Indianapolis. 243 yards on the ground, but they couldn't stop Matt Ryan, who threw for 389 yards. So I think it's fair to say that Daniel Jones, with this wide receiving group, is not capable of beating this Jags team badly over the top. The Jags led the entire first half. They were up 21-13 in the beginning of the second half. Lawrence 20-22 for 165 yards and a touchdown, ran 6 times for 23 and 2 touchdowns. Etienne 10 times for 86 yards and caught 2 for 22. Zay Jones played, caught 5 passes for 42. Evan Ingram caught 5 for 40. And their defense just couldn't get enough pressure on Matt Ryan. They didn't sack him, but they did hit him 6 times. I love this game. I think it's going to make the sharps and pro gamblers a lot of money, and I think the public's going to lose a lot of money. But I did want to talk it out and hear what you have to say and what the chat has to say here. Take it away for us, Andy. Giants, Jaguars.
Yeah, what are we doing with the Jaguars? Like, Drew and I have just decided we're not betting Jaguars games anymore. But I'm pretty tempted by this first half. If you look, this Jaguars defense is hard to puzzle out, and the team in general is hard to puzzle out, but they are a pretty decent first half team. They've had a lot better results, and truthfully, the Giants have kind of been slower scoring, slower starting first half team too. I'm tempted by this Jacksonville first half. I still have you can't just take the records and say, well, this team's a lot better because they have a better record. This feels like one of those college spots, Jimmy, where it's like, hey, this team is 5-0 and they're ranked. They're ranked 22nd, and they're heading on the road against a 3-2 team, and they're a 8.5 point underdog. And it's one of those things where just on paper, it's like, well, this team's ranked and they have a better record. Why aren't they the favorite? It's the same kind of thing that the market is still not willing to budge on where the Giants probably should be. I think the Giants, they deserve an upgrade off preseason priors, but they're still 5-1's a little bit of a stretch for this team. Maybe the not as fraudulent as Minnesota, but it's still a middle of the pack team. But the fact that they have this many wins, they're probably going to sneak into the playoffs if they can keep any semblance of keeping their shit together with Dable. So, yeah, Jacksonville first half is a look for me. I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. I want to catch up fully on injury news and look at a few more matchups. I think Jacksonville can kind of maintain this the Daniel Jones running attack. Sometimes Daniel Jones is just like, I don't want to ever compare him to Josh Allen, but like he has that same thing where it's just annoying how good he is at deciding to tuck the ball down and make some of these runs into space. So and like the chat pointed out, we have a very good second half adjustment. Not just Dable and the defensive coordinator. You've had great adjustments from this Giants team in the second half. So maybe we do a little Jacksonville first half, Giants second half, like he's suggesting.
That is interesting, yeah. Or wait for the Jaguars to get up and live bet the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So you do not want to make Jacksonville first half official here at this point.
What do we got for a line? I usually don't have first halves at the book I want to bet. See, there's not first halves up right now. Like maybe I'll have to text you on this one.
Pinnacle is up. Bet 365. Bodog 5 dimes. They're all the same.
Oh, Bodog. Yeah. What does Bodog have? I can bet there.
Minus 2.5 and minus 110.
I'm in trouble, Jimmy, with BetUS. They don't like my golf. They don't like my golf bets anymore. Like they're still taking plenty of my NFL action, but my golf bets are not as I'm not as allowed to bet as much on them anymore. But Bodog, I think I'm cool. So what was it? 1.5?
2.5. 2.5 at all these books.
God, it's like a goddamn preseason bet, isn't it? Where it's almost the same as the full line. Yeah. I can put me down. I'll bet it. I'm gonna go pull up. We call it Bovada, south of the border.
Yeah.
I know you're a Bodog guy.
Yes.
Bodog and Falcons.
Minus 2.5 at minus 107 is the best line that we can give you. That is available at Pinnacle. So that's what we will give you. Jacksonville first half minus 2.5, minus 107. I'm interested. I'm very interested. I think and it's the adjustments that keep you off of the full game. Alex Gagnon liking the under. Interesting. Viper NB also liking the under. Sammy Comer and Harold Williams both on the Jags. Same with Christopher Comentini. Birdie says, Andy, is this the week that the Giants get bit by that youth of the Jags? Jags look like they could play with tempo here. I just wonder if, like the Falcons, this is the spot where the Giants get spanked. Jacksonville, I want Jacksonville, and this feels like you said that analogy of the college football spot with a ranked team on the road against a team with 2-3 or 3-2, and it feels like that spot. It feels like Jaguars are going to take care of business, and the books are going to make a lot of money off the public betting the Giants.